Today, we will reveal a secret that Feng Shui experts have kept for years now. Something that you probably have in your kitchen and that is blocking luck, abundance, and prosperity in your home. Imagine being able to transform your kitchen into a magnet for wealth and positive energy with just a simple gesture. What you are about to discover is not a trick. It is a profound change that can open the doors to opportunities, money, and well being you never imagined. Throw this out of your kitchen now and get ready to let positive energy flow like never before. Your home and your life are about to experience a rebirth of fortune and abundance. According to Feng Shui teachings, the kitchen represents the vital center of the home, the point where fire, a symbol of life, transformation, and money, meets food, which symbolizes sustenance, family, and love. When the energy of this space flows freely, every meal you prepare nourishes more than the body. It also feeds your prosperity, mood, and the harmony of those who live with you. But when the kitchen is unbalanced or filled with objects that interrupt the natural flow of chai, that vital energy weakens, and very clear signs begin to appear. Constant fatigue, family arguments, a sense of stagnation, or even unexplained financial losses. This is why feng shui masters say that the kitchen reflects the inner wealth of those who inhabit the home. If it is clean, organized, and balanced, energy circulates strongly, bringing health, fortune, and peace. But if its energy is blocked, prosperity stops, like a river that ceases to flow. So before we look at the 6 objects that should never be in your kitchen, it is important to understand this. Your kitchen not only nourishes your body, but also your destiny. What happens there directly impacts your energy, your emotions, and your ability to attract wealth. The most surprising thing is that often the blockages are not where we imagine, but in small everyday items that you use daily without realizing they are draining your good luck. Now that you understand why the kitchen is the energetic heart of your home, it is time to reveal the objects that could be sabotaging your prosperity. They are so common that you may even have them right in front of you, unaware of the silent power they are exerting over your luck. The first object you should immediately remove from your kitchen is medications and supplements. You might be thinking, how could they possibly do any harm if I just keep them at hand? But more than you imagine. According to Feng Shui, the kitchen represents vital fire, the energy of life, nourishment, and prosperity, while medications symbolize the opposite, illness, lack, and bodily imbalance. When both coexist in the same space, their vibrations contradict each other and qi, the vital energy, weakens. The kitchen fire wants to expand, nourish, and generate abundance, while the energy of medications reminds the body of its fragility. When this energy of illness settles in the heart of the home, it can manifest silently as lack of vitality, exhaustion, frequent arguments, or even unexplained financial losses. I remember a woman named Elena, a follower of the channel, who wrote to me a few months ago. She told me she had a habit for years of keeping her daily pills on a shelf right next to the stove. She said it was more practical so she wouldn't forget them. But she also confessed that her home had started to feel heavier. Meals were frequently burned, her family argued for no reason, and money never seemed to be enough, even though her income had not changed. I suggested she simply move the medications to another location outside of the kitchen. She did so that same night. A few days later, she wrote to me again. She said the atmosphere felt different. Meals were back to being perfect. She slept better, and she even received a late payment she had been waiting for months. These are small signs, but they all point in the same direction. Energy began to flow again. So if you have medications or supplements in your kitchen, move them today to another place, a closed cabinet, a drawer, or better yet, a space where the energy does not mix with the fire of the home. If possible, clean that corner with a damp cloth and a little sea salt or vinegar to remove any traces of dense energy that may have remained. When you keep medications in the kitchen, you are unconsciously telling the universe that you expect to need healing. But when you free that space, you are declaring that you choose health, strength, and wholeness. Never underestimate the power of a single action. Energy responds to intention. Remember, your kitchen is where life is prepared, not where illness is remembered. Every time you clean or reorganize that space, you are consciously choosing to nourish your health, wealth, and well-being. And this is just the beginning, because the next object, though seemingly harmless, has an even greater impact on the flow of abundance. The second object that should never be in your kitchen is your wallet or purse. Many people leave it on the table or countertop when they come home, unaware of the effect it has on their energy and prosperity. In Feng Shui, the wallet represents the symbol of metal and money, the container where your financial energy rests. On the other hand, the kitchen is dominated by the element of fire, the same fire that transforms, warms, and nourishes. And when metal, which symbolizes money, is exposed to fire, its energy weakens, melts, and dissipates. It's as if every time you leave your wallet in the kitchen, you are allowing the fire to slowly consume the stability of your finances. Interestingly, many people do this automatically, thinking the spot is practical or safe, unaware that they are placing the symbol of their abundance right in the place where money energy is burned. I remember a follower named Patricia. She told me that, out of habit, she left her wallet on top of the microwave every day when she came home from work. She said it was so she wouldn't lose sight of it, but at the same time, she felt that her money disappeared as quickly as it arrived. Unexpected expenses, duplicate bills, or small but constant losses always appeared. I suggested a very simple change. Remove the wallet from the kitchen and place it somewhere more neutral and stable, like inside a wooden drawer or on a shelf in the entryway, and accompany it with a small golden coin or a piece of citrine quartz. This combination of earth and metal creates balance and helps protect money energy. 3 weeks later, Patricia wrote to me, amazed. She said that for the first time in months, she had been able to save money, that an old debt was unexpectedly resolved, and that the atmosphere in her home felt much lighter. So, if you also tend to leave your wallet or purse in the kitchen, move it today. Don't allow the fire of the home to burn the symbol of your abundance. Store it in a clean, discreet, and harmonious place, and if possible, place a small green candle or a little plant nearby. Both attract growth and stability. Every gesture counts. When you treat your money with respect and awareness, the universe responds in kind. Remember, where your money rests, your energy rests too. And although this object has a direct effect on the flow of prosperity, the next one, the third, acts in an even more silent and profound way, and many people don't even realize they have it in their home. The third object you should remove from your kitchen is any container of water that is empty or stagnant. And I'm not just referring to vases, cups, or pitchers, but also those buckets, glasses, or bottles that have a little water left and are never used again. What seems like a simple oversight actually has a much deeper energetic effect. In Feng Shui, water symbolizes abundance, the flow of life, and the movement of money. But when that water stagnates or dries up, its energy stops flowing, and with it, the flow of opportunities, creativity, and prosperity also halts. Moving water attracts wealth, like a river bringing life to everything it touches. But still water accumulates heavy vibrations, old energy, and begins to smell, decay, and die slowly. That same energy reflects in your home and your life. You feel things aren't moving, money arrives but gets stuck, and nothing flows completely. Some time ago, a woman named Graciela wrote to me from Argentina. She told me she had felt for months that everything in her life had come to a halt. Her business wasn't growing, her family argued constantly, and even her plants seemed to wither for no reason. One day, while cleaning her kitchen, she noticed a water container under the sink that she used to rinse vegetables. It was covered in dust and had stagnant water that had been there for weeks. When I mentioned it, she smiled and said she didn't think it could be related, but still decided to empty it, clean it, and replace it with a small glass of fresh water with 3 coins inside. She wrote to me a week later. She said she felt lighter, slept better, and in those days had received new orders from clients who hadn't called her in a long time. Water, when it flows, activates the energy of prosperity. But when it stagnates, it reflects exactly that stagnation. So check your kitchen today. If you have vases, containers, buckets, or cups with water that you no longer use, clean them and let that energy flow freely again. You can replace them with a bowl of clean water with 3 golden coins or some mint or basil sprigs. These elements reactivate the water's energy and symbolize abundance and constant renewal. Remember, moving water brings life. Stagnant water extinguishes it. Keep that flow constant, and you will see how the energy in your home becomes clearer, lighter, and more prosperous. And if you think this is powerful, wait until you discover the next object. Though it seems even more innocent, it may be blocking money from entering directly through your kitchen door. The fourth object that should never be in your kitchen is an uncovered trash bin. It may seem trivial, but in the language of Feng Shui, that small detail can allow all the positive energy in your home to escape. Garbage represents what no longer serves, what needs to be transformed or removed from the space. And as you know, the kitchen is the energetic heart of the home. If the heart is open to waste, how can it maintain energy that is clean, stable, and prosperous? In Feng Shui, uncovered trash is considered a leak of qi, the vital energy. It's like having an open door through which luck, health, and abundance escape. The smell, the decay, or even just the sight of disorder creates dense vibrations that end up affecting the mood of those who live there. Sometimes, without realizing it, the mind gets used to that small source of disharmony. You start feeling tired for no reason, more irritable, and everything seems heavier than usual. And this happens because your environment is unconsciously signaling that the home tolerates what no longer serves, what is decaying. Some time ago, a woman named Teresa told me something very interesting. She had a beautiful, organized kitchen with natural light, but every morning when she entered, she said she felt unmotivated. She sent me a photo, and when I looked at it, I noticed that the trash bin was right next to the sink and uncovered. Every time she cooked or washed dishes, her energy field was directly connected to the energy of waste. I suggested something very simple. Put a lid on it, and if possible, move it to a less visible corner. I also recommended cleaning it with water and vinegar and placing a handful of coarse salt inside once a week to absorb negative energy. The following week, Teresa wrote to me to say that the atmosphere in her kitchen felt lighter, brighter, and she even noticed her family in a better mood. These are small but powerful changes. When you close an energy leak, well being begins to concentrate back inside the home. So, if you have an uncovered trash bin, cover it today and remember to empty it frequently, especially before bedtime, to prevent old energy from accumulating overnight. If possible, sprinkle a few drops of lemon or lavender around to purify the space. Your kitchen should be a space of life, not a space of decay. Every clean scent, organized surface, and cared for corner reinforces the message that prosperity reigns in your home. And although it may seem incredible, the next object has an even more invisible effect, but its energy can contaminate the entire environment without you noticing. The fifth object you should remove from your kitchen is plastic bags and takeout wrappers. Perhaps you keep them thinking they might come in handy someday, or maybe they just accumulate without you realizing. But in the energetic language of the home, these bags represent vibrations of chaos and instability. According to Feng Shui, plastic is a material that blocks the breathing of energy. It prevents qi, the vital energy, from circulating freely. Moreover, used bags and wrappers absorb the energy of the places they have been, and when you bring them into your home, you also bring the emotions, stress, and vibrations of those spaces. Think about this. What kind of energy does a bag that carried fast food, trash, or leftovers have? It's lifeless, accelerated, unbalanced energy. If you allow it to accumulate in your kitchen, that same energetic pattern settles there. Rush, fatigue, a sense of disorder, and lack of control. A follower named Maribel told me she had a drawer full of plastic bags and wrappers. She said she couldn't throw them away because she always thought they might be useful someday. However, every time she opened that drawer, she felt anxious and didn't understand why. Until one day, she decided to empty it. She told me that while doing so, she felt an immediate release, as if a weight had been lifted. Maribel didn't just clean the drawer, she replaced those plastic bags with a few carefully folded cloth bags. Since then, she noticed that she spent more time cooking calmly. Her kitchen stayed organized longer, and curiously, she began receiving more work invitations and new clients. Plastic bags and wrappers represent the temporary, the disposable, that which comes and goes without leaving roots. But prosperity needs roots. It needs stability. When your kitchen vibrates with order and clarity, so does your mind, and that reflects directly in your opportunities and money. So I invite you to do this cleaning today. Open that drawer or corner where you accumulate bags and wrappers and keep only 2 or 3 that you truly need. Recycle or discard the rest with gratitude. As you do this, repeat mentally. I release what I don't need and make space for the new. You will see that as soon as the space is cleared, something changes in your kitchen's energy. The air becomes lighter, and you will feel more at peace and focused. Because abundance does not arrive in cluttered spaces, it comes where there is room to receive it. And although it may be hard to believe, the last object on this list is the most surprising of all. An item many people place in their kitchen with the best intentions, but which unknowingly ends up completely altering the home's energy. The sixth and final object you should review in your kitchen is decorative or scented candles. Many people place them with the best intentions to create a cozy atmosphere, fragrance the space, or simply decorate. But in Feng Shui, excess fire in the kitchen can break the home's energetic balance. The kitchen is already governed by the element of fire, represented by the stove, oven, and cooking heat. When we add more fire than the space needs, the chi becomes disturbed and the environment turns tense, unstable, or even aggressive. It is an energy of constant impulse and action, which can provoke arguments, fatigue, or lack of concentration. Fire symbolizes passion and transformation, but it can also bring wear and tear if it's not balanced. A lit candle in the right place can purify the environment, but an excessive candle or one placed without purpose can consume the positive energy around it. I remember the case of Andres, a man who wrote to me from Mexico. He told me he used to have several decorative candles in his kitchen, some on the table, others near the microwave, and one on the windowsill. He said he liked the warm atmosphere they created, especially at night. However, he noticed something strange. Since he started using them, the atmosphere in his home felt heavier. He argued more frequently with his partner, and curiously, his expenses began to multiply. He explained that excess fire in the heart of the home creates imbalance and accelerates the consumption of energy. It's as if everything burns faster: patience, money, calm. Andres decided to extinguish the candles and reserve them only for special occasions, replacing them with a warm lamp and a small green plant. Weeks later, he wrote to tell me that the atmosphere at home felt different, calmer, more harmonious, and that for the first time in a long time he felt peace while cooking. If you also have candles in your kitchen, you don't need to remove them entirely, but you should use fire with intention and balance. Light them only when you want to purify the environment or give thanks for the food, and avoid placing them near the stove or oven where fire already naturally dominates. You can also balance this energy by placing a small bowl of fresh water or a plant in the kitchen, elements that represent flow and renewal. In this way, fire and water, two opposing energies, balance each other and create harmony. Remember, fire can transform, but it can also consume. When you use it with respect and purpose, it becomes a force of creation. When left uncontrolled, it burns calmness and prosperity. And although these 6 objects may seem like small details, each one has the power to alter your home's energetic balance. Now that you know them, you can start transforming your kitchen into a true temple of abundance. Tell me in the comments if you've found any of these objects in your kitchen, and write with intention: I clear my space and open the pathways of abundance. This phrase activates your commitment and begins to move energy in your favor. And if you've enjoyed what you've learned so far, give this video a like, because that gesture also projects positive energy towards you. Now, stay with me until the end, because I'm going to reveal a simple but powerful energy activation, an ancestral ritual that seals the cleansing of your kitchen and awakens the dormant energy of prosperity. This ancestral ritual comes from ancient Eastern Feng Shui teachings and has been practiced for centuries to harmonize the heart of the home, the kitchen. You will only need 3 very simple elements, but each is full of symbolic power: a bowl of clean water, a pinch of sea salt, and a bay leaf. The water represents life and the flow of money. The salt purifies, and the bay leaf attracts success and protection. When combined, they create a powerful vibration that cleanses, balances, and calls in prosperity. To do this, place the bowl of water in the center of your kitchen. Add the pinch of sea salt while saying with intention, I cleanse this space of all old energy and open the way to abundance. Then take the bay leaf in your hands and repeat, may this home never lack food, joy, or prosperity. Blow gently over the leaf as if giving it your energy and let it float on the water. Leave the bowl to rest overnight. The next morning, pour the water outside your home, preferably onto the earth or into a plant pot so that the purified energy returns to the natural cycle. You'll notice that in the following days, the atmosphere in your home feels lighter, the kitchen warmer, and the environment more harmonious. Many people notice small changes almost immediately: a pleasant conversation, an invitation, a new idea, or even an unexpected gain. This is a sign that chi, the vital energy, has begun to flow again. And remember something important: this ritual is not just an external cleansing, but also an internal renewal. Every time you purify your space, you are also purifying your mind and your intention. Because prosperity does not arrive in places full of disorder or fear, but in hearts willing to receive it. If you perform this ritual, tell me in the comments how you felt, or simply write, "I activate the energy of abundance in my home." This energetically seals the process with your own words. And don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss the upcoming rituals and teachings that will help keep the energy of prosperity alive in your life. If you know someone you want to send prosperity, harmony, and good luck to, share this video with them, because every time you share knowledge and positive energy, the universe finds a way to return it to you multiplied. Now you know, every object, every action, and every thought in your home vibrates at a frequency. Take care of it, cleanse it, and nurture it, and you will see how wealth, health, and harmony begin to manifest effortlessly. Thank you for joining me today. I send you light, prosperity, and all positive energy for your home. See you in the next video. Until soon.